I'm Mike with the School of Self-Reliance, and today we're going to talk about commonly available budget field rations, or mostly budget field rations. We're going to show you a whole bunch of food that you can put together for individual field rations or individual meals to carry with you out into the woods that they're not designed to be field rations, but they may as well have been. There's a lot of commonly available stuff for not much money, right down at Walmart, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, all those types of places. Any of the large stores that you normally go to, they've got tons of it. And it's all out there, readily available, inexpensive, with good storage, good long life storage that you can use for budget field rations or commonly available field rations that you can put together at home and take out with you on whatever it is that you're doing. All right, first off, let's talk about some of the packaging. Cans like this with pull tabs, even if they don't have pull tabs, you should have a P38 can opener in your kit. If you don't, then don't call yourself a prepper or survivalist. If you don't have a P38, come on, guy, turn in your man card. You should have one of these things. But anyway, this type of packaging, this is very, very lightweight, has a good storage date. This video is being shot at the tail end of 2016. This can doesn't go bad, or best by date is 2020. So, we're talking about a pretty good, and it's the end of 2020, so good 4 years. But very lightweight packaging, even though it is still metal. And now I wouldn't recommend cooking in a lot of these, although some of them you can, but some of them have liners. So you want to be careful about that. Know which food have liners inside of the cans. But this smoked kipper, I personally love smoked kippers. Boneless fish fillet smoked, good protein, good everything, commonly available, and these things are about $1.25 a can. Okay, and you can get some of the other brands like these in equally lightweight packaging, nearly the same everything, for about $1 a can. And if we go to the dollar store, we've got chicken to the seat, kipper snacks, and these things here at Dollar General or places like that are about $1 a can. And that's easy, light, easy to pack in a pack. Some other stuff on the fish aspect, this is a lot more fish, but this is a herring fillet, which kippers are actually herrings that are smoked. But anyway, this herring fillet with, what is this one? Let's see, smoked peppered herring fillet. And I actually like these too. Again, easy to carry. Less than $2 a can. Mussels. Happen to like them. I'm a big fan of seafoods and stuff like that. You'd be surprised, the caloric intake on this, 180 calories. And then things like smoked oysters, I carry those types of things. Salmon. And this salmon, incredibly high, 20 grams of protein, 160 calories, and weighs 3.75 ounces. And will store for over 4 years sitting in your backpack. What a winner. I've talked about these in some other videos, these MRE type spams and tunas. And these things come in all kinds of flavors. They're commonly available. They cost a little over $1. You get them on sale, and they're commonly available. They're at every store. They're around $1 a can. Okay, this one, chicken and barbecue sauce. Pretty decent. Comes with crackers. Calorie count on it's excellent. Protein's excellent. It's cheap. $1.25. Weighs nothing. We've got less than 3.5 ounces here, and we can strip off this packaging. But other things that are largely forgotten: potted meats and Vienna sausages. Great calories, great protein, about 50 cents a can. They weigh nothing. These things too, about 50 cents a can. With some crackers, they'll do great for you. You can get any number of these types of crackers. I went out of my way to find Mylar wrapped cheddar cheese crackers, commonly available at the dollar store. Cost about $1 a box. You get about 12 rolls of these for $1. These are a little bit more expensive. They're these Melbas. They're available at Walmart or other places like that. It's actually toast in a plastic wrap and has a pretty good storage life. But you can use it with things like that. We've also got corned beef, doubled corned beef. These things here are about $1 a can. And we've got deviled ham. These are largely forgotten, but at one time in this country we were eating them quite a bit. Things like this are kind of the American trash version of a pate. And there isn't a European field ration in the world that doesn't have a couple of cans of pate in it. And this here would actually be even closer to a pate. But I personally don't mind them. And they're out there, they're very inexpensive. Spam in smaller cans like this is probably a little bit too much spam for one guy to eat, but you know, kind of depends on your appetite. But fried, this actually tastes quite good, fried in a frying pan. And then we've got these. These are inexpensive. They're at every grocery store. They cost about $1 a piece, maybe $1.50. They're not expensive by any stretch of the imagination. There's pork, there's chicken. It's on every grocery store shelf. And then some other things like this for about $2 a can. Add some buckwheat. If you're carrying that in your field kit and you add some buckwheat to it, you literally have the main course of almost any Russian military ration right there. Some buckwheat and beef, or buckwheat and pork. You could also add rice. And remember, these packages and stuff, these things don't weigh much. You know, but you can get multiple different flavors. It's got its flavoring packs already, and it's got a little bit of vegetables in it. And we can get those things. Let's not forget for breakfast and stuff, oatmeal. These little packs, we can put them in a Ziploc baggie, squeeze the air out of it and stuff, and throw them in our backpack. They weigh nothing. They keep us fed, and they're cheap. This whole box here, generic, you know, a couple of dollars for that whole box. If you really like Vienna sausage type stuff, they make bigger cans of it. And this one, you know, obviously is a different brand name, but it's really the same thing. You know, they call them smoked sausages or smoked Viennas, but that's okay. Lots of foreign military rations use cans exactly like this. As a matter of fact, you know, about half of the world is still eating out of canned goods, not MREs. I'm not anti-MRE. I don't want you to think that I am. I like MREs, but that's not what we're talking about. This, if you want MREs, by all means, buy some MREs. But 1,250 calories on average, 2.1 pounds on average per MRE, and about 14 bucks. On a cheap day, maybe 10. That's if you're buying some older ones, I think. But I rarely find them for under about 12 or 14 bucks. Now, here's one that I personally love. I love these things. I do. I love Mountain House food. About $5 for this package, and I would suggest carrying it. However, 230 calories for this. By contrast, this over here, we've got, well, several hundred more calories than that. And the buckwheat is a clear winner. 90% of Europe uses buckwheat in military field rations. They use it because it's incredibly nutritious, it's incredibly caloric, and it's plentiful. Around here in America, it's a little bit harder to get. You have to go to the health food store. You might pay about $5 for you know, a 1 pound bag, but it goes a long way. And you don't have to use buckwheat if you don't want to. We have our old friend ramen, every college student's best friend, and truthfully, for near 400 calories per pack, this is a big winner for field rations. And I really wouldn't go too many places without some ramen. And you can add to the ramen. We make all kinds of freeze-dried vegetables or just dry vegetables. You have dry potatoes, dry mushrooms, dried tomatoes. We can add those things into our ramen soup along with a can of meat, and we have a real meal Lots of stuff there, hearty, stick to your ribs, get you through no matter what kind of food. And then our old friend chocolate. No field ration should be without snacks. You should have chocolate, especially dark chocolate or good European chocolates. They'll help you with muscle recovery. The chemicals in chocolate, the things that it's actually made of, especially dark chocolate, bodybuilders use it to aid in muscle recovery. When you're out in the field and you're moving and you're hauling butt, you're wearing your muscles down, when you wake up in the morning, you're sore. That's lactic acid buildup. And your muscles have gone anaerobic. They don't want to work anymore. So, eating the dark chocolate helps you with that, both at night and in the morning. So eating dark chocolate and putting it in your field rations is a big plus. Another thing, bouillons and soup mixes that don't weigh much. We've got chicken tomato here. Excellent. We've got vegetable bouillon. You can get beef. You can get all of them packaged like this. Excellent storage life. And use them. And I've told my students this for a long time. Let's say you do get a little bit of bacteria or something kind of breeding a little bit in your bouillon. Well, it's going into a boiling pot of water. And it's going to be boiled for a good long time. So I think you're pretty safe with it. But the bouillons and stuff, they add calories, they add fat to your diet, and they add flavor. And then on the subject of already prepared stuff, these lunch cans with pull tabs have been being made by a lot of different companies for a lot of years. Now, I don't want to eat a big 15-ounce can of SpaghettiOs. I don't want to eat a big 15-ounce can of raviolis. It's just too much, But this, I would eat this. And it wouldn't be too much, the beefaroni or something like that. And these are cheap, cost near nothing. About $1. When they're on sale, they're in the 60-70 cent range. Chilies. I personally like chili. I did some research. This is about the best one going out of a can out there, by the way. With some crackers or some of this, we've got a meal in and of itself, and it's a good meal, something that makes you feel good about eating it. And one of the other things, mac and cheese. I know you're thinking, wow, mac and cheese, college dorm again. Okay, we take this pack of mac and cheese, we cook it up. And first, I wouldn't carry it in the field like this. I'd dump it in a Ziploc bag and then just boil it in my canteen cup. But I dump this in, boil it, I add to it ham. We got mac and cheese and ham. We got a lot of protein. This tastes good. Everybody, half the people out there probably remember eating it as a kid. Okay, somebody's mom made it for you. Don't lie and say they didn't. They did. And that's a good thing. These are all little comfort foods that happen to be good for in the field. When you're in the field carrying a heavy backpack or you're bugging out or something, eat what you want. Eat whatever you like and worry about it later because you're going to burn it off. Don't worry about it. Fitness waters and drinks. Today, for almost nothing, we can get Propels and Gatorades and things like that. I just chose this because it doesn't have any aspartame in it. I'm an anti-aspartame person. Look it up. But electrolytes, if you're dehydrated, things like that, having some of these, most military rations have isotonic beverages in them or electrolyte-based beverages in them. So putting a couple of these into every pack, and you can section this up so that you're carrying, food for 1 day, 2 days, and plan it out. 3 meals per day and a couple of snacks. Coffee, tea. I personally am a big tea drinker. Hot chocolate, especially if it's in the wintertime. That hot chocolate's going to help you out a lot. Little cans of tuna. Little cans of tuna like this. They cost nearly nothing. We can buy them in a 3-pack like this for a couple of dollars or less when they're on sale. Or if you're at the dollar store, they're even cheaper. They're probably about $1.50. And we can eat that tuna. It weighs nothing. Lots of protein. Vegetables and stuff, you can always put vegetables in there. We have these little lunch cans. They don't have a lot of caloric intake, but, you know, there's some fiber. We need that. Fruits. Fruits are pretty good. Lots of calories there. You know, they're sweet. Things like pineapple. You know, nobody, believe me, if you're hungry, is going to turn down this can of pineapple. But judge it based on weight and what you're doing. Trail mixes, granola bars. Look around for stuff like this, protein added peanuts. They have whey protein and stuff added to them. That's 7 grams per serving of protein. That whole pack is considered 4 servings. There's 3 servings. There's 20 grams of protein in there. And then things like peanut butter. No matter how you carry it, I just found these and they're very convenient, very easy to use. So I found those and I really, really like them. I can add it to my oatmeal. I can add it to other things. I can just eat it on crackers and so on. We're getting the protein, we're getting the carb boost, the things that we need out of it. And I'm not saying don't carry these. In my food kit, you find chili mac all the time. I carry these things, love them to death. In my long-term food kit, or my main food pouch on my backpack, you will find a couple of these because I love them. You'll also find most of the rest of this. You'll find a few MRE, main entrees or side dishes that I like. But a lot of the MRE type stuff I strip out and I'll drop an MRE entree or something like that in my pocket, you know, so that I'm carrying it along with some of these granola bars and stuff. I'll carry them in my pockets. Another one are these First Strike rations. They're made by Bridgeford Food. They're a little bit pricier, but you can find them on Amazon and eBay. And they come in all kinds of stuff, Italian beef, but it's literally sandwiches, MRE sandwiches. And they're First Strike rations developed for U.S. Special Forces and Special Operations personnel. Stuff that's high calorie, high protein, that you can eat on the go without ever having to stop. And I support these. You know, I carry a couple of them. I'll carry something like this. I'll just fold it up and put it in my pocket so I can eat it on the move. So you can use those. I'm not saying that you can't, but this is all commonly available at every single grocery store. It's there. It doesn't cost hardly anything, and you can put together some awfully good meals for yourself in the field out of just this kind of stuff. And if you factor it out, you know, this box of coffee, you know, sure, fine, it cost me a couple of dollars for this box of coffee. You know, I'm paying like 11 cents a cup or 5 cents a cup for the coffee. These Folger singles, if you don't like, you know, instant coffee, just use these. You know, I'm fine with it. If you're not in a combat circumstance, you're not trying to hide from anybody, then why not have a fire and boil a, you know, steep a real cup of coffee or real cup of tea instead of the instant? But it's up to you. The point is, when you break down the cost of this, it costs nothing. And if I sit down with a pack of this, just like this can be lunch. It can be eaten quickly, easily. It's got a pull tab. I don't have to fuss around too much with it. I don't even have to cook it. It's fine just the way that it is. And it tastes good. And it's high in calories and high in protein. Oh, and it costs nearly nothing. And again, if you don't like the buckwheat, which I always strongly suggest, put the buckwheat or some rice in here with stuff like this. They've got chicken, just like this, a couple bucks a can. They've got pork in barbecue sauce and things like that, chicken and barbecue sauce. But there's tons of options for this. They don't really weigh as much as they look. Now me, I also like some gourmet stuff. For a couple of bucks, to can a polar shrimp, I dump it right into a shrimp ramen. I've went Oriental for the night. And then crab meat. This is crab claw meat, but that means there's chunks of it in there. And I can open this can, cook myself a pack of ramen, eat the ramen, eat this out of the can with my mess kit, and be very, very happy about my evening and have had what I consider to be a pretty good little meal. Tasted good. This is the most expensive item on the table, is the crab. So, you know, at Walmart, a can of crab like this is going to cost you about $4 to $5. But if you don't want to go that expensive, you don't have to. Everything over here is $1, you know, $1.50 or less. There's virtually nothing on this table that can't be had for less than $1.50. And if you start looking at it that way and you shop at the dollar store to build your field rations, or Dollar General or any of those types of places in Walmart, you know, I don't have $5 in my hand with this. I don't have $5 there. And if I add this to it, I'm just over, you know, about $6, something like that. And I'm sitting down to a meal of smoked kippers, smoked salmon, smoked oysters, and mussels. And I can break that up. Obviously, I wouldn't eat that all in one sitting or, you know, even in one day. But break that up. I love seafood. So there's all kinds of good stuff out there that you can get your hands on, put in your backpack, and use as field rations for not a lot of money. It's all just right around the corner. And if you plan it out, watch some military ration videos that show how, you know, the components of a military ration. And then you can put them together yourself, probably have every meal for under $3 or $4, maybe $5 at the most. And really, you should be able to break it down to even less than that. But you can get some high quality meals that are easy to carry, a lot of food in your backpack for not a lot of weight, and you can do it for not a lot of money. Anyway, I hope you like what we do. If you do, like our videos, share our videos, like us on Facebook, and visit our new Patreon page and help us make some more videos. We're hoping to get a better camera and some other stuff and start doing 1 to 2 videos a week after we get to a certain point. But that all kind of depends on whether or not you want to support us on Patreon. Anyway, I'm Mike with the School of Self-Reliance. Thanks for watching.